Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Leslie and today we're making a card using Kendra's card challenge number 16 and products from Love from Lizzie. So Love from Lizzie is one of our super sponsors, and so they did send us some of their products to use. So this is the Gold Moon Dust Gold Finish Straight and the Mauve Mirror Pin Stripe in the peel-offs, and then we have the Party Time stamp. I love this. Happy New Year, now or never. Follow your heart, pop the bubbly. And then the matching 6x6 paper. She sent us a sample of the whole 6x6 set. So lots of different fun papers here. I'm really excited to use these. And then also the matching ephemera. So I'll just kind of spread these out a little bit so you kind of get an idea. Now this is an older set of ephemera and bundle here, but it's still really cute. There were a couple ephemeras that have like the date on them, but as you'll see in one of my cards, I'll show you how to kind of cover that up, and so it can be used multiple years along. And then of course there's a lot of florals in here, and you'll see how I create with them. So these are the two pieces of paper that we're going to be doing, and we're actually going to be doing sketch 4 and 5, and I'm going to be using the Pink and Main Die Essentials. This one matches those that sketch perfectly because it is made by our Cards by Kendra herself. So first I'm just going to go ahead and add some tape adhesive to the background of my card. I did have to take a pause there and switch it out because I did run out. I'm just using plain black cardstock that was in my stash. A lot of my colored cardstock either comes from Hobby Lobby or Joann's because I tend to buy in bulk for this. And then I'm just going to add a little piece of tape so that that keeps that card flush. Makes it a little bit easier for me to put things together. So I'm going to start by lining up those sides. It took me a minute to figure out exactly where I want them. They're kind of more in the middle, but I'm just lining them up with my grid lines to make sure that both sides are even with each other, at least. And then see, this is part of the Die Essentials. You can't really see the stitching real well on camera with the dark sides, but in person it just adds just that much little bit of texture. So if you don't have one of these, you can of course follow the cutting guides. That's what I've done with other cards, but I was just trying to make it a little bit easier on me this time around. I am going to go ahead and stamp Party Time in one of the spaces. I'm going to do that with some Versamark ink in clear because we are going to be embossing. So I'm going to make sure I have it lined up exactly where I want it. I don't want it fully in the middle of the square because I am going to pop some ephemera on here, and so I want to make sure that it's far enough over that we can still see it. And then I did use some anti-static powder where it was all over the place. But you could really see, hey, it made a great impression that way. And when I'm done with my embossing powder, I will just use a soft cloth to get the excess of that off. So it will go back to black cardstock. I can totally talk, guys. Sorry. As of this voiceover, I am 38 weeks pregnant. This baby could come any day, and by the time this video is up, baby will most likely be here. We'll knock on wood, somebody for me. So sorry about all the breathing, and baby's still on my lungs. But anyway, just using some gold embossing powder from Ranger there, and then we're just gonna shine that up. I love watching melting embossing. It's so pretty. And then this is where I'm taking just a soft cloth and really buffing out any of the leftover anti-static powder so that my paper does go back to black. So some of the ephemera I am just gluing down like this cake. I love this. This actually could be a New Year's party, a celebrate party card, or even just a happy birthday, which is probably what I'll use it for. And then I'm gonna bump up a couple of the ephemera, like that little hat that's going on top, and the little present I did bump up just to add a little bit more dimension to this card. And then we're just gonna take some little jewels that I had in my stash that perfectly matched. I love it. And just add some bling to this card, because you know me, if you watch my videos, I love bling, I love sparkle, I love glitter. I have a love-hate relationship with glitter. I think we all do. But you gotta add the bling kind of thing. And that was sketch 4 that I did. And that was the final card for that. And I think it came out great. So my next card, which is with sketch 5, I'm starting the exact same way that I started with the other card. We're going to go with a plain black background. And yes, you could just do black cardstock for your card base. I tend to always do white for my card bases just because if I do a dark color, then I have to cut another white to put in the middle anyway, so that I can write my message. And so in my brain, I buy the white paper in 110-pound cardstock on purpose. So then that's what I use. This is showing another piece that came out of that 6x6 die there. So it also has this stitching. Again, it's kind of hard to see on camera with the color paper, but in person it just gives it just a little bit extra texture, and we all like extra texture and dimension. So I am bringing in those peel-offs. Like I said, they're the gold moon dust gold finish straights, and I'm going to add just a little bit of matting to this card. This sketch does not call for this. I just wanted to add it just so, one, it adds a little bit more definition between the pattern paper and that black cardstock. Plus, you know, like I said, you add a little bit of shine and sparkle to it. So that was my little leftover on the line. I always put that back on the paper that the peel off came off of, because those little pieces end up getting used so much. And I'm a bit of a hoarder when it comes to peel off. So we got to put it back on the paper and use it for other things. So now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to cut my banner. Now, the other essential die does have a banner that works for this. I've used it in a different video, but this is just showing you it's easy to cut out the pieces as well. So I am backing some of that with a bit of cardstock here, just so it doesn't bend, doesn't have like a noticeable dip between the top and that middle piece. So you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You could pop this up with foam tape or something like that, but I just feel like this works for me, and plus it uses up my scraps. So that little bottle is actually what says the year on it, so I will show you how I fix that a little bit later. But I'm just adding ephemera where there are, I think it's stars on this sketch. I decided to pop up the sentiment. I used some ephemera to do the sentiment, but this is actually one of the matching stamps has this same sentiment. So if you didn't have the matching ephemera, you could always still say pop the bubbly. I feel like this is definitely more of a congrats or a New Year's Day card, New Year's Eve card, but or any kind of celebratory thing. It could be, you know, anything fun. These cards are definitely, you're able to use them in different ways, which is what I really like. So I am popping a little bit of foam behind that champagne glass there, just because it was bending and I want to make sure it's stable and doesn't get caught. And then I'm going to add a little bit more bling, of course, to this card. This one is I feel like is a lot simpler than the other one that I made, but it still is so cute and I think it comes out great. So I'm just putting a few of those little diamonds, rhinestones, rhinestones, there we go. Just a little bit all over my card. This is where I always take like the longest time other than figuring out what I'm going to use for my card. And then you will see I do move that one onto the date, so that hides the date and is so sparkly. That was sketch 5, and that's my final card for that. So I did make a third card using this Love from Lizzie stuff. I love how this Flora one came out. I just wanted to show you that this set can also be made for just friendly hello cards or anything like that. So that kind of gives you another example of that. I did use Sketch 14 for that, and I love how it came out. I love the bow. Everything matched. It was perfect. So those are my 3 cards today. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure that you check out the playlist below, because this is a hop for Love from Lindsay with Kendra's Card Challenge, and there is a giveaway if you watch all the videos. And then, of course, Kendra's Card Challenge.